In an open discussion, four parents share with my colleague Deborah Weiner and me the lives of their children.
He had a smile like the sunshine. He lit up a room.
Their heartaches following the murders of their sons, and their hopes the investigations by detectives will lead to more than just a conversation like this.
And they said, could we come in? And I proceeded to let them in. And they told me to sit down. And after that, I just knew.
One of the things we wanted to know about were challenges. So what challenges are you facing as you deal with the loss of your child?
It's a pain that people say it goes away, but it doesn't. It gets harder and harder every year.
These mothers holding on to pictures and memories of their sons, clinging to hope that one day the people behind the murders will get arrested.
I'm just want to know if the officers are they working on trying to find who's murdered my son.
Rhonda Kerbeam's son, Correll McQueen, shot in the chest 7 times on Frederick Avenue in Baltimore, died April 6, 2022. Cynthia Bruce's 23-year-old son, Marcus Downer, wanted to be an actor. Someone shot him 19 times. He died July 26, 2015.
Somebody walked up on him from the back and shot him.
Karen Ashemi says her son, 29-year-old Pierre Epps, had on headphones when a group of people attacked him from behind and brutally murdered him September 15, 2015.
He ran. He collapsed. They beat him with a broom and some bricks and a kill shot to the head.
But as police investigate, a lack of evidence or problems with what they find, few or no suspects, the volume of homicides each year, along with police staffing issues, and what some families say they hear from detectives add to their frustrations.
Yeah, they just give you words and appease you. Oh, I have so many cases. Know that I need to reevaluate this case. I know I need to set up interviews and re-interview people, but I'm doing the best I can.
And I told him, I said, I don't want my son's case to go cold. So I'm going to stay on it, and because whoever did it, they have to get I want justice for my son.
I want parents to know that we never give up.
The I-Team asked Police Commissioner Michael Harrison about cold case challenges.
And we understand, and I share their frustrations and their concerns. Our detectives share their frustrations and their concerns.
But as time goes on, families of victims wonder if they will ever get justice.
But his life was shortened, and we don't know why, but the streets talk.
The streets also keep secrets.
People are choosing not to speak.
They're not. They're scared. They're scared.
They're scared of the retaliation? Do you think that the rewards are working, or they're getting information because the rewards have been placed out from Crime Stoppers or Metro Crime Stoppers or any organization? And didn't you say that your family came up with a reward?
I came up with the reward.
It started at $1,000 and has grown to $3,500. Police do think the reward offers can lead to important tips. The commissioner says working with Maryland State Police and federal law enforcement agencies can also spark new details in cold cases.
Sometimes it takes another case for a witness to come on another case, or a perpetrator to be caught on another case, for us to find information on an old case or a cold case.
According to the commissioner, along with over 40 detectives investigating violent crime, his department has victims services staff that works to keep in contact with surviving family members.
In the best case scenario, it should be periodic enough to keep them abreast of what's happening with the case, even if the answer is there's nothing new to report.
Daphne Alston is co-founder of the group Mothers of Murdered Sons and Daughters, or MOMS. Her 23-year-old son, Tyreek, was shot in the head July 14, 2008, at a party at the Joppa Magnolia Fire Hall, the victim of the only murder in Harford County that year. She is also frustrated, but says it takes more than detectives to solve the crime.
It's not the work of the detectives, it's the community. Now, we can't leave the community out. The community chooses not to get involved, and that's just the way it is. And until we fix the community and fix that village, it's not going to change.
Another parent puts it this way.
We're just going to have everyone at the table, because if you're not at the table, then you're on the plate.
For the 11 News I Team, I'm Barry Soon.